Yes, it's a good question. I was saying because what we've been trying to do up to now is to teach children to protect themselves if it happens. Young children, very young children, and I think we have to do that because they have to know what to do. But it's not enough, and so we have to do a lot more. And one of the things we've started doing is to teach children not to become abusers later on also, and that's a big part of the prevention work that we need to do also. And I think there's not enough that's been done in that way. So to teach children to become respectful adults and to not abuse other adults or children also. That would be one of the way to go, I think. So for young people, what we've been seeing in the literature is that about a third of the children and adolescents who've suffered sexual abuse in childhood show no or little difficulties or mental health problems after the abuse. But then it depends on what you're assessing. If you're assessing only depression, maybe a third won't show any depression. But if you're assessing post-traumatic stress disorder, also a third. But if you cross depression and post-traumatic stress, then maybe you get a little less people that are resilient. But usually across studies, what we see is about a third. So one in three victims that seem to function well without any intervention or services, and that may depend on the type of abuse they've suffered also. So the more the larger duration, the more severe the abuse, then the less resilience that we see. I don't know that we can answer that question because we don't have that much information about abuses in the past. But if I would have to venture an answer, I would say that I think they're safer now because there are more rights afforded to children, and children know their rights, and they're usually, once somebody knows that a child is abused, the rights of the children are respected and enforced, and there are laws that can protect children, whereas in the past there wasn't any. So, but I don't think I don't know if we can say that there are less abuses that have been going on. But at least if we know about them, we can do something about it. Well, the most important for me in coming here was to find out what's being done in Spain, Cantabria especially, but also to start developing research collaborations with researchers here in different universities, so that we can maybe develop more appropriate interventions, putting all of our resources and knowledge together, and start evaluating also the interventions that in prevention and also for victims of abuse that we've been doing in Quebec and Montreal, and also here in Spain in Cantabria. So that's one of the biggest, that's the most important thing that I think that I've been doing here, is developing these collaborations with researchers. Yeah. Well, we've done 2 meetings, and there are 2 more to come, so I'll know more in the next few days. But one of the questions that I think they're asking is they want to know if they're prepared, or they want to know what we're doing in Quebec, but also what's waiting for them out there once they start teaching, and what's the reality of these children's lives that they'll be teaching to, and how they can be better prepared for helping them